Hey Warren, how you doing? Yeah, not too bad. I'm just going to grab some lunch quickly, so I'll be lurking and then I'll come and join you properly. Can't miss out on a bit of Angular.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Everything okay there, mate? I thought you were in Reading.
That was yesterday. Yesterday
Oh, is
was
it a one-day
it
thing?
was a one-day thing. Microsoft build, or in the UK anyway.
Yeah. I've been there once to that Reading Microsoft thing. It was really good. It was, gosh, it was at Christmas, and we all had to wear Christmas hats. And
Nice.
it was predominantly an Azure thing. Right, listen, I'll catch up with you shortly. I'm in the background.
Okie doke. No worries. Catch you later, Dane. Hello, Aaron.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Just fighting with Visual Studio because I haven't done V10 yet.
No worries. Well, we can learn as we go, as always. The joys of these sessions on UmbraCollab.
The thinking, my mindset is all of the code is there.
Yep.
Yeah, from the .NET side because it's the button already exists in the tree. I'm guessing it's just a bit of wiring it up in some controller somewhere. I guess
Yeah.
that's on the light way of looking at it.
Yep. Just to give context, Aaron is talking about trying to add a button to the recycle bin so that we can do some restoring. But yeah, I don't know if you've got that UI or that sketch laying around that you showed me earlier, or screen share, and you can
Yeah,
jump in.
I'll share my screen in a sec. Let's go for that one. Right.
Cool.
It's a proper fresh one.
Oh, nice. Clean install, yeah?
Yeah.
So this is our source code as well, cloned down?
Yep.
Nice. Yep.
The V10 contrib.
Nice, brilliant. Brill.
There's some stuff in the bin.
Yeah, that makes sense. That we've got something to work with. It's thinking about it.
Pretty sure I disabled the thing where it restarts all the time. It's not happy.
No worries. So was you running from Visual Studio or the command line or?
Yeah, Visual Studio.
Visual Studio. With the
This laptop struggles with memory, so it's probably running out. Is that saved? No.
No, not quite. Looking to at least in the UI. Oh, there we go. Has completed. It is no longer usable. Blah 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 blah.
Just using whatever the default one is.
So local DB, unless
It might be local.
Or this might be SQLite.
Nah, I started. It was a V9, so it'll be local DB, won't it?
Should be then, yeah.
It's not going to be CE.
No, not in V10 anymore. That's been dropped.
Let me just stop and restart it.
I I think as in anything in our field, turn it off, turn it on again.
As always. Yeah, it's not very happy.
Some build errors. What's it complaining about? Oh gosh, my eyes haven't got my glasses on. Conflicting assets with the target path. Static assets.
Oh, hang on. The whole thing's just gone crazy now, isn't it?
Yeah, you can either reset or do a fresh checkout if that makes life easier, and start over, and then we can. Maybe it was a bit unhappy that you changed from V9 to V10 in the source code. I don't necessarily know. Should have been fine though, but
Maybe it was the V9 was only a clean one this morning.
oh, okay.
Looking at that processor usage on the other screen, 100%.
Okey-doke.
Come on.
The joys of coding and screen sharing.
Right.
I was going to say alternatively we could run from the command line. I'm not sure one necessarily needs a ton of the C# stuff.
Could do. I don't really do much with the command line on it. Could do it in code, I suppose. Being that it's more front end stuff, isn't it?
Yep, that will probably be easier for us for the JavaScript stuff. But
I don't know if I've got any of the stuff installed on code to run it.
it will prompt you if it needs it.
That one.
So for running it, obviously if you can use that folder. Yep.
Get rid of this one because it's just crashing.
Yeah, I think Visual Studio is not happy with you.
Right.
You don't need to worry about that. Yep. Don't need to worry about remote containers.
Right.
So go to the terminal. So there's a new terminal. And then you need to change directory into source. And then what is it? Source, Umbraco, or expand the folders down the left-hand side. I'll never remember the naming of our folders. So it's the Umbraco Web UI is the project that you're going to want to run. So yeah, CD into there, perfect. And then we should be able to do a .NET run, assuming the CLI is all good. Bum 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 bum. Nothing in the terminal output. This is interesting.
Oh, it's doing something.
Oh, all right. Is the fans kicking off? All right.
The fans are going off, and I can see.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
100%. Right.
Cool. It's doing things. So once, so this is doing a NuGet restore for the first time. So and there's quite a few build warnings, hence the lot of yellow in our source control whilst we're Still moving things around and bits and pieces. But once it's done that and done the build, it will then run Kestrel, the web server, and we'll be able to carry on as we was and get the doc types and the recycle bin set up how you want, and then we can jump into some JavaScript. So now you can control click on the links from the terminal, and it'll open a browser.
That's better.
There we go.
Right, did it save my settings? Probably not.
Maybe not.
Oh.
No.
This is what crashed it last time.
Yeah. Strange. Shouldn't take this long. If you go to the other tab, what that's doing, is it anything else responsive? So if you, I don't know, go to a different section here. Yeah, hangs everything.
Oh.
Well, it eventually loads. Maybe your other tab did do its stuff.
There we go.
Eventually.
Cool. Got it.
Got there in the
Right.
end.
Right. And then we'll delete that. So we got something in the bin. Right. We're here. Yeah. So basically, where we got move and delete.
Yep.
Here, I would like to see restore in the same way that we've got it here.
Makes sense.
Just removes the click.
Yep, makes sense. So this.
And it's one of the things that editors always complain about when I'm doing the training. How do I restore something?
Okay, fine. So that's not a problem. We can at least figure it out together. And at least figure out where this may live. So I would jump back into Visual Studio Code. And
Yes.
yep, so you're going to want to go to this folder, the Web UI client. So you can do a search, or what I would recommend is to open another Visual Studio Code instance if your machine will be happy with you doing so. Is that you can then
Let's try.
and then just browse to that specific folder, just so that when we're searching, we're not searching all the C# controllers and things like that. Cool. So source Web UI client.
That one there. Right.
Brill. So yeah, we can do a search. So use the next one, and then I don't know. Let's search for recycle bin. Keep going. It's going to be a view, so it's going to be a HTML file. So there's delete, restore. A little further up. Down. Up. There's empty. Oh, it's empty recycle bin. Delete.
Yeah.
Up. Down a few. That's it. Up one.
That one.
Yep, that looks it. Source. Yeah. You can.
Why are
just,
you not going to open?
that's
Okay.
the one. So in this view, what have we got? So has a header, a container that has different content apps in it. Okay. So let's make sure that your client side stuff is all compiling and working. So from here, let's open a terminal. So again, it's the same process.
Yep.
New terminal. And from here, do an npm run, and this will show all the commands that we have set up, and I can never remember them all. So what have we got? Npm run unit, end-to-end, or E2E, build dev, and fast dev. So if we do npm run watch, so that's going to obviously watch our files and then keep compiling and copying them back over into our test site or our site. Perfect. That looks happy. So in the editor header where it says name,
Right. Yep.
it does page name, so delete that out for now. And then in single quotes, you're going to do single quotes inside the double quotes because it's a literal string. And then whatever. We just want to test that something is changing, and then do a save. Right, it's picked up the change. It's going to take maybe a moment longer because it's got to compile the JavaScript again, and then it should have been a copy in there, I believe. But if not, we can just do a refresh. So that recycle bin label at the top should have changed to whatever you just. There we go. So now we know for sure that well, at least we're in the right place, and the copying stuff works. Bro. So let's go and find. Yeah, you might obviously want to revert that change, and then let's go and find the related JavaScript controller.
This one. Oh.
Yeah. So recycle bin controller is a good thing to look for. And there's going to be a JavaScript file. So there it is. It's the second result, content.recyclebin.controller. So only line underneath. Hey, Jace.
Ahoy.
Ahoy.
Oh, no, see.
Just to give a bit of context, Aaron is trying to add a restore button to the recycle bin kind of overview or list view buttons top right.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's what we're attempting to do in an hour. So we found the related controller. So in here, what have we got? So we've got list view path, get recycle bin. So content resource get recycle bin. That seems interesting. So maybe look for get recycle bin. See where that method is created. It may even be in this file, or it may be from another file. I'm assuming it's another file because it's a resource. So that means it's doing some API call.
Guessing it'll be
that
one,
yeah,
I guess.
Content.resource. So what is it doing? So it then calls get recycle bin, and then it's making an API call to get recycle bin. So I'd go back to the browser and have DevTools open. And have the network exactly, and then refresh so that we can see the requests, and then filter by XHR just to and then there was, what was it, get recycle bin. So it's about halfway down, 3/4 of the way down.
Oh yeah, good, yeah.
So what is the response? What's it returning to us? So some JSON. That is some UDI and some path and recycle bin and some variants. Keep going along. Is there anything interesting in here? Must be.
Looks like it's just whatever's in the bin, I think.
Views, property, editors, list view. Okay, so this recycle bin is a kind of like a faked content app and a node, and it's using the list view to display the list of deleted or child nodes that are in the bin. So I would now go and see if we can find the list view and start making a modification in there to see how far we can get.
Thinking, is it that one there, the bulk action permissions?
Yeah, we can probably look for that. So if you go back to Visual Studio Code, we can.
Yep. We're gonna suppose searching for that, are we?
Yeah, I would search for that maybe, or if not, the list view. I think that's the options for the list view property editor.
That's just a normal list view anyway.
So that's the controller. We obviously need to find the related view. So I'll just search for list view. And obviously, of course, there's a bajillion results. Maybe list view.html or something. Yeah.
That's the media type stuff, isn't it?
So it's probably under so it's going to be a property editor. So I can never remember where stuff lives in our lovely tree. So I don't know if it's under views and common off the top of my head. I'm trying to really. Member types, packages, content. Oh, it'd be under document types most likely. I'm still. No, that's the document types section. So that's all about editing document types, and rather than the property editors themselves. Pre-value editors, property editors, that looks good. And then there'll be list view. Perfect.
List view, there we go, yeah.
And then that one.
That one.
Right. Let's see if there's something interesting in here. Can we search for what's the existing buttons that appear?
Move, I think, and delete.
So maybe search for move in this file. There we go. I would, for now, copy and paste that move button and yeah, create a new one above it, next to it, wherever. So for now, maybe get rid of the ng ifs. So it will, for now, it will always appear. It's a button and it's white. So the label key, that's the translation key. So rather than actions moved, we're most likely got one called actions _ restore. I'm assuming. If not,
need to find it in the tree.
Yeah. What else? Icon enter. I think the icon in the tree version is an undo. I think like a. You can have a look there. Yeah, that's a good way to tell. Go and so there's the SVG icon.
Yeah, undo.
Yeah. Undo.
We're going there. Yep.
What else? The action of move. We're gonna have to create a new one called restore.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's save that and just see if our button just appears. First of all, have we modified the right view and is it in the right place? And
hey,
cool. So we have a button. Perfect. And then if you click it, obviously it's not going to do anything at the minute.
no, just does the movie stuff.
Okay. Yeah. It's. I was expecting
I
was expecting an error rather than.
I guess we need to see what function that's calling.
We will need to call something similar in the end, but
Yeah.
Cool. So in the JavaScript controller, we will look for. So the associated, I think it lives alongside it. Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
There you got it. Yep.
So let's look for move in here and see what we get. So that's a bulk move. There should just be a function scope. Yeah. So we can copy this for now. So copy paste, rename it, restore. And then inside the function, let's, I wouldn't, what are we doing here? No, you can rename the variable, that's fine. I'm just seeing what it's doing. So it's creating an object of section current node. It's using the editor service. For now, just comment it out and then I would look at what is the, I think the publish does, if you just go back to the Backoffice, as in, the browser.
Yep.
And close the tree and go to one of the other buttons. I think the move opens a dialog and then the delete, which is a bit weird anyway, to have a delete inside the recycle bin. I think it would make sense to do something similar here. So it would say, open this dialog and say restore. Are you sure you want to restore one
Guess
of
we need it
20 items. So
to be similar.
obviously, in that context, you're only selecting a single item in list view. You could select one or more. You could select all of them.
True.
So hence, I think it would make. Otherwise, it would be pretty tedious if you selected 20 and then had 20 dialogues one after another going, "Are you sure? Are you sure?"
Yeah.
So let's base some of that code off the delete button then, and see if we can get a dialogue that looks similar. I'm assuming there'll be something scope.delete. Right, okay, so there's a dialogue. Yep, let's copy. I'd say, yeah, copy all of that and then go and find your restore and just paste over the top of it and call it restore. So the function gets past the number of items that was selected out of the total items, and then it's creating a dialog object that is calling views, property editors, list view, overlays, and delete. Okay, so we'll probably need to create an overlay view that is called restore. So yeah, rename the view. So yeah, you can duplicate that file and obviously update the view from the other file. Cool. So yeah, go back to here. Update the path, restore, delete variants. We probably might not need some of this other stuff. Is trashed, selection, content types, yes, delete. Submit button key, danger, submit, perform, delete. So when they click the OK button or do something, it's then going to call that perform delete in that submit callback. So we're going to do something like perform restore or something similar. What else is in here? General delete, open service. Yeah, let's leave it like that anyway for now, and then we can
we tidy it up later.
Tidy it up exactly as we go along. So then you need in the restore, let's put something different to know that we've called our different view. So in the restore, in the overlays, so you've got list view, overlays, and then that restore file that you just created. Let's put something super obvious. Rather it says, are you sure you want to delete? Are you sure you want to restore? Yeah. I don't know, yeah. This will delete the nodes, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. Just something that we can visually see that it's definitely this file and not the previous one. Might have to just give it a moment to do its thing and copy. Okay. Sometimes.
Did I save?
Yeah, I think you did. Sometimes it can be a bit slow in terms of the watch, in terms of it's rebundling a lot of stuff, and it's not the fastest at times. There you go. It said after like 31 seconds it was moving the views. So
I'm too fast for it.
Yeah.
Nope.
No. Okay, so go back to the view. I just want to double check.
Definitely call him restore.
Yep.
Which one was it in now? That one, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, definitely restore.
You could put an old-fashioned alert or a console.log or something, just so that we know that we're definitely hitting this function. Yeah, and then I would go into the restore HTML view as well. What's that? And then did you put it? Oh my god, my eyes are getting bad. So is it inside, a localize thing? So I think the localize key,
right, yeah.
That's the fallback text. So as it's found the localization key, it's just gonna, so just put something, anything.
Right.
So yeah, you'll need to create some dictionary or localization items. There's probably something that semi already exists, like you say, because we have the restore functionality via the right-click tree.
Oh, come on. Right.
Yep,
Definitely hit the right one.
Yeah, at least we got, perfect. So we can try and see where that delete gets set. There's a header. Let's try and. So there is no header in that. So I'm assuming that comes maybe from the object that gets passed to it. So that's back in the list view controller. So the other one. So when we're building up this object.
Yeah, it'll be this one here, I guess.
Dialog title, general delete. Yep. So
I wonder if that'd just be restore.
potentially, maybe. Try it.
If not, it'd just be added.
Yeah. If not, you can drop that callback, and or we can add it. But there's bound to be a key for restore somewhere.
Finished.
Okay,
No,
so there isn't one, but yeah.
You know where it is anyway.
Yeah, okay. So the next thing to focus on is when you click that delete button. Again, there's the submit button label key is the text that's controlling that button. So obviously there's one yes delete. So I don't think there'll be one yes restore. You could either put we could probably either go and create one and show.
I'll do the language file. I don't know where it is at the moment.
This is a good question because I don't know off the top of my head either. I think you would find it in the other project, so the other Visual Studio Code window, and it would probably live in the web UI and under Umbraco folder.
Let's see.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okie doke.
That would be too easy.
Just search for, because it's a concatenation, so like the underscore is telling it about the parent XML node. So yeah, it's just do a search for.
Because it's not restore, is it? It'd be delete.
Yeah. There we go. Find en out of that long list, or find.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can then.
Where
did it live? Umbraco core embedded resources. Okay, so
I would never have looked there.
No, it's a recent change that I know that the team has done. I think it's in V10. All the stuff is an embedded resource because it doesn't make sense for you to modify the files that we ship out the box in terms of JavaScript, CSS, and these lang files.
General restore, wasn't it?
Yeah, you might be able to find in that file a restore. Just see if you can find the word restore and see if there's an existing key. So there's restored, and so what? Yeah, there you go. And then what's that parent XML element? So actions. There you go. Actions underscore restore will get you that key.
It's going to need restarting, isn't it, to pick up?
For the key that you've added, yes. But for the one that you referenced that already exists, then no.
Actions restore. Definitely spell it right. Actions.
Yeah, that should be right.
does that actions concatenate with an underscore everything within that?
Yeah, but there you go. I think it's just been a bit too fast. The watch takes a little while every time.
Yeah. It's just that, which is fine. I don't really want to restart .NET right now.
No,
Because it
that's
might
fine.
crash again.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. So I think the next thing to focus on is creating a new function. And we can just, I don't know, console log or create an old-fashioned alert so that when you click that button, we know that we're calling into our new function.
Yeah.
So that was back in list view controller. So in that restore where you was.
In this one?
No, the controller. So the JavaScript.
Oh, that one. Yep.
So in here, so in the submit, there's perform delete. So it's about
Yep.
So you're gonna.
So that's going to be in
this file most likely. Already.
in this file.
Yeah, there'll probably be a perform delete function in this method. There you go. So when you click that submit from that dialog, run this function, do this thing. So we're going to create a new one that is perform restore. And then, I don't know, alert or just something, just to know that we clicked the button and it worked. And then obviously update the call to it in the submit.
Oh, I should have put it closer, shouldn't I?
There you go.
Right, just got to save. How long does it take?
On your machine, averaging by the looks of it about 20 seconds-ish. But I think it's just our watch build scripts are not been optimized as best as far as I know. Because there's in that npm run list of scripts, there was npm run build and npm run dev, and then I think there was one called npm run fast dev. So I think it's obviously something the UI or the front end team obviously knows is a little bit slow or unresponsive.
Right, so
It might be worth changing the color for the button because everywhere else I think that we do restore, it's primary rather than danger.
is it primary? Would it be green, wouldn't it?
Yeah, primary will be green.
Yes.
primary will be the bluish colour.
Primary,
you're right, yeah.
That's it. That there,
Yeah.
Good point.
Well, I don't know. I think green would fit better because you're restoring it.
Move is green, interestingly.
Okay.
But maybe not red. That was all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point. Yeah.
Right. Are we built? I think so. Yeah. Red definitely.
Although perhaps that would be a great feature of maybe you shouldn't restore this.
Are you sure?
Are you
at the point of
sure you want to restore the content?
at the point of deletion, how much work should someone have to go through to bring this back?
Right. Cool. Yep. So it
And
triggers
so we
the
click
alert.
button, triggers the alert. So now we're gonna we need to know what items was selected, so that when we call some API controller on the server, that we can say like this node and this node and this node is the ones that we want to restore.
The perform delete, wasn't it?
Yeah, so let's have a look to see what the delete function is doing. So apply selected. This is nicely formatted. So there's the first one is the function that then calls another delete item callback. This is some lovely code to read. And then another function for
I can understand this piece.
yeah, so once it's done everything, reload. So apply selected. So this is applying multiple promises or functions at the same time. We can
So
even
is that first line just returning an array? return deleted item callback, get ID callback selected. Index, is that index an array of all the selected?
Most
items
likely, yeah.
deleted?
And then there must be a delete item callback in this file, which is then
Yeah, that's where all the heavy lifting is.
Then is actually happening. I was expecting the heavy lifting to be in here.
Looks like it's calling.
So delete item callback. Gone. Is in a content resource. So it's coming from the content resource. So there's a member resource.
Not seeing a content one though. Got to exist, otherwise it wouldn't work.
It would be, but yeah. So take a look in this content resource. Do we have any functions such as a save content item? Is there anything in here that is a restore content item?
It's delete by key is the method, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the method
function.
method. Thank you, Chase.
It's not in there.
Shit.
It's not finding it anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Member resource, but it's got to be somewhere. Save permissions, cycle bin.
Is that concatenated? Because I saw delete by ID as well. So does it add key and ID after? Is it delete by and then it adds the? And when did I see delete by ID? Was that in?
So look. Yeah, I see here.
Delete by ID, yeah. Delete item callback, content resource, delete by ID.
Interesting that it's using the ID and not the key.
So I'm assuming it creates an array of all the IDs of the items that have been selected.
Yep, and it's passing it to this to then know which items to then go and do. But in this content resource,
delete by ID, yeah. Resources,
there you go.
Is there
That delete by key obviously then doesn't do anything.
I don't know, it might be mapped to something else. Is there a restore in this content resource? So there might be something that already exists.
Nah. I mean, that's got to be calling something, the other button, isn't it?
Yep, it will be.
Yeah, the existing restore only.
Oh, it's singular, isn't it?
A single
it's
item.
a single item,
So
you're going to have to create a new controller anyway, or a new method, so that will deal with it. Let's see if we can figure out where.
Was it delete by ID, wasn't it? Yeah. So it's just been passed each ID and then just posting the API controller. Okay, so that's fine. So this piece, we can use the existing controller in the back end because it's just a single ID at a time.
Yep. So you could
do that's good.
Something similar. So you could do a restore by ID or something along the same lines. Yep.
An ID. Do we even know what it's hitting?
No, so I'd need to.
Right. Not that one, is it?
Did you have DevTools open? Yeah.
I did. Oh, interesting.
It's a move. A post.
It's just calling move. I didn't expect that.
Okay, so we can go and.
I guess that's what it's doing, isn't it? It's just moving it.
So
cool.
We can go and see, from that tree or whatever, if need be, just to see if how it's doing that move. Does it need its previous position to know where to move it back to?
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
So
it needs the parent and the ID.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have that?
We must do in some context, if it can be done on the single tree item from the right-click context menu. We have that data somewhere, but yeah, I don't think it'll be around in the list view as far as I
guess
know.
it'd be scope.parent ID. I'm just guessing here.
It's worth taking a look. We can,
So this is where I get a bit lost with the back office. We're putting breakpoints in. So normally in my controllers, I'll just go into sources and put a breakpoint in here. Can we still do that, or would you do it in code?
So you could put a debugger. So you write the word debugger, if that's
where?
In the code. So back in Visual Studio.
Yep.
Where you want the debugger to break.
I guess.
Well, yeah. You have to do it inside, so you can't put a breakpoint. You're gonna have to write the word debugger, and then that will launch the debugger in your browser DevTools. So inside your scope.
Okay, gotcha. So here.
Yep. Just type the word debugger.
Yep.
Semicolon. Yep. And then save. Wait for it to compile. So when that function gets called, a breakpoint will be hit.
Cool. So I try and move that, which I can't move it anywhere, but
and you've got to remember you was doing the move, I think, from your here rather than...
Yeah, let's try this one.
I'm surprised your debugger didn't kick in.
It did not. Definitely the right place, isn't it?
You are in...
Perform move. Yeah, so it should be there.
Do you have to put it in after where it says submit function or 589?
So you could console log the scope, so you can actually see potentially what, because you're assuming that there is a parent ID. So you could do console log scope, and then let's see what we get. And wait the 20-30 seconds that it takes.
This is very exciting. I've got a meeting at 1, and this will go 3 minutes over just when you solve it, won't it?
Right. So delete that again. Move on.
Move. Is anything in your... Okay, so we've got something. Cool.
There you go.
A lot of it is, so you've got copy parent, but that's the parent in terms of Angular, page, previous publish, restore.
It's annoying. Content ID.
But that's of the recycle bin, -20. So it's not the ID that of the item that you've selected. This is the ID of the page, isn't it?
The prototype at the bottom. Right at the bottom.
This one.
Hey Carl.
Hello. Sorry I'm late.
No worries. We are
Hello.
poking around.
What did I miss?
I think we are attempting to add a UI button to the recycle bin to list view so that you
Was
have
its parent
restore.
640? It says
It doesn't.
child
It.
head. That's the ID
well,
of the node, isn't it? 4.3, you've added it afterwards. 640 is probably the parent.
1058 hasn't got a parent at the moment. It'd
The
be
home.
minus
Root.
1. Is root -1? It isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I think that a lot of that is the Angular objects in terms of life cycle and things like that in the framework. And what you've done on the scope is that it's the ID of this kind of fake content node. So hence, content ID is -20, which is the recycle bin. And it's not the it's not the ID of the item that you've selected.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
in the array of stuff of when you're selecting, you need to find out what was selected.
I guess then if we do there and then log that, we'll just log the whole model.
Model, I would be curious to see.
Yeah. Where are we going back to? This one, wasn't it? So
I
delete.
think it's finished yet.
Wait, what we got? No, still only the original scope. I don't think it's going in there. Try again. So deleted it. Then we're gonna move it back. Oh, hello. Different.
Current node -20, that's the recycle bin, yeah. Cool.
Yep. And then it was target.
-1, you were right, that is the root.
Home, and there's the ID. 1057.
And the parent as well, so that.
But the one I moved is 1058. Interestingly.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Unless this is the target of where it's being moved to. Is underneath 1057, which is that one.
Half -1.
Yeah, one is
1057.
ID and the other one is parent.
So -1
ID.
is the content node, which is invisible, which is that top of the tree.
Yep.
And then 1057 is your home node, and then 1058 is your nested one underneath home.
Not seeing 1058 anywhere in this model though. It's not ideal.
Okay.
What are you logging? Sorry, what's
The whole model at this point that's passed in.
So are you saying the page that you've made is 1058?
Yeah.
Just add it to the console.log model.
I'm just wondering, is it worth tracking down that tree controller to see how that's getting it? Because there must be doing a call to find out what was the old parent.
Yeah, it does. It does it via the relation service.
Where would that be?
Content.restore.controller. Where is it? Views content.
Aha.
That's the badger. And there's
Ooh.
some.
It's quite complex.
Is that the right one? Contentors.
Don't forget, it's going to be restoring multiple nodes to multiple parents. So I presume
Yeah.
it's check.
So yeah, here the relation resource. So get by child ID, relate parent document on delete. So it's then getting the relation to know where it was.
It would be totally worth binning that logic out into its own
Exactly.
resource.
That gets set on delete. So when you actually
Yes,
delete
yeah,
it,
it's creating a
will stop.
relation in the background. So hence,
Yeah,
so you can
use
refer back
look
to
up.
it.
Yeah.
So
Agree,
that's the-
Jace. Yeah, I think the scope of this is probably going to be way past the hour, as we now know. But
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, having I guess just some extra functions on the content resource, although I guess,
resource.
and media, because media's
Yes, has the same
yeah.
view and logic, so it would be very similar.
But yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think we're going to have to part
Ideas
this.
though, Aaron.
It seems to be, I thought it was going to be a matter of just picking up that function the tree was using and then just basically sticking it in a for each.
Well, other than the tree only does one at a time, which makes it.
Well, that's what I meant by for each, because you just pass in the array and
Oh,
just
I
loop
see,
through it
yeah.
and just use the same method, but just pass in the different ID each time.
Yeah, which is how the list view of the delete works and the move works. It's just calling one at a time. It'll do multiple requests by the seams of it.
Yeah, this is okay. We're kind of running out of time now, aren't we? So
cool, but it was a good start. At least you know roughly where some of the files are, and you've got the source code in terms of working, and you've been able to kind of console log stuff out and kind of start wiring some of the pieces together. So
I'm still going to battle on with it, I think. But
I'm happy to help, Aaron, if you want. If you want to do this as a little project.
Yeah, as I said earlier, it's one of the biggest complaints I get when I'm teaching, people how to use the back office is how do I restore something?
No, it makes perfect sense, and I think in the image library as well, that's going to be.
Oh, same, yeah.
Yeah, it's one and the same. The list view gets used for the media again. So cool stuff.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
Thank you very much, Aaron. And thanks for doing it. Good to see everyone, and see you next week.
See you next week.
See you later.
Bye.
See ya. Bye, James.
Bye.
Bye, Dean.